It's the 2019 Week 5 College Football Top 25 poll. Brought to you by yours truly, Lego on Fuego, where the most fun, entertaining, and creative college football content lives. Please consider subscribing below if you'd like to be part of the community. Leave your comments below as well, and I'll be down there debating with you, respectfully. Let's do this thing! Kicking us off at number 25 are the Michigan State Spartans. Very impressive win this past weekend over the Northwestern Wildcats, although Pat Fitzgerald's team just doesn't look like it quite has in the past. However, one thing is for sure, the Michigan State defense is among one of the best in the nation. At number 24, give me the Kansas State Wildcats. They're going to be fresh off of a bye after a big win against Mississippi State. They now have a huge test again on the road in Stillwater against the Oklahoma State Cowboys. I think they will fail that test, unfortunately, but it will be a good battle. At number 23, I'm sticking with Wake Forest. Tough one on the road at Boston College this weekend. They'll need their offense to show up in a big way, like it typically does. At number 22, I'm rolling with the UCF Knights. Now, they dropped from my number 10 slot just last week, but I'm not trying to dog them as much as other people have. I know that a lot of other teams would struggle if they had the same quarterback health issues that UCF has. Number 21, Virginia. They'll need to play a lot better in South Bend this Saturday against Notre Dame than they have against Florida State and Old Dominion in the past 2 weeks. Number 20, the USC Trojans. Now, they fared a lot better than I thought they would this early in the season. They have Washington and Notre Dame these next 2 weeks. Big tests, but so far they're passing them. And with backup quarterbacks. Number 19, my Michigan Wolverines. Yeah, this is my stop. That's me getting off the Harbaugh train. At number 18, the Boise State Broncos. I'm being pretty conservative on Boise State. I don't really know what they're about yet. I'll know a little bit more after that game at BYU. So far, they've looked really good most of the time and subpar some of the time. At number 17, give me the Utah Utes. Tough loss this past weekend, but I still believe that they have their objectives in front of them, and I do believe that even though they had that head-to-head loss against USC, it'll be tough sledding, but they can get back into the Pac-12 South race. Number 16, the Washington Huskies. Southern Cal, Stanford, Oregon, and Utah. Those are 4 out of their next 5 games. How will they fare? Time will tell, but at least this past weekend, an excellent win over the BYU Cougars. At number 15, the Cal Golden Bears. Now, even though Ole Miss is pretty down these days, it's still a tall order to go all the way to the East Coast like that and win by a comfortable 8 points. Cal, with that defense of theirs, looking like a force to be reckoned with in the Pac-12. Number 14, Iowa. Nate Stanley scares me when he comes to Ann Arbor in 2 weeks. Number 13, the Penn State Nittany Lions. I'm really looking forward to this Friday night bout between Penn State at Maryland. Both teams have been pretty topsy-turvy early on. This will tell us a lot about each side. At number 12, the Florida Gators. Great job steamrolling your lowly rival in Tennessee. Auburn, LSU, and Georgia still on the plate. Can the Gators defense help them to go 2-1 in those big bouts? Number 11, Oregon. Great win this weekend, avoiding that trap game against Stanford. They're now on a bye week before that October 5th bout against the Cal Bears. Can their offense get it done against that tough defense? Still cracking that top 10 will be the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. Now, I've noticed that Uncle Lou and some ESPN analysts have already written them off. I, however, think they played a lot better against Georgia than I envisioned them playing, and I think their schedule is good enough to make them get back in the race. Conference championship game or not, they'll at least be in the talks and the mix at the end of the season. Watch. That's provided they go undefeated from here on out. Number 9, Texas. I remain really high on Texas. I think they had a great win against OK State this past weekend. The problem for them is they're going to fall victim having a tough out-of-conference opponent in LSU. Still not sure why teams continue to do that. The committee has not rewarded it. It's risk versus reward. I think it's smarter to have a weak out-of-conference schedule. Number 8, the Auburn Tigers. Now, I got a lot of hate for having them at number 13 last week, but I said they'll move up as long as they win at Texas A&M, which they did. However, Bo Nix has got to get better if they're going to beat the Floridas, LSUs, Georgias, and Alabamas of the world, which all 4 are scheduled in this case. Number 7, the Wisconsin Badgers. Now, that Wisconsin-Ohio State matchup in October just got that much more interesting. The Badgers can really run the football, and Jack Cohn is making plays when he needs to. Also, superior defense. Now that they've whooped my Michigan Wolverines butt already, I'm rooting for them along the way, unless we go to the Big Ten championship game, but that ain't happening. Number 6, the Oklahoma Sooners. I think they're good, you think they're good, but we really won't know for sure until October 12th in the Red River Rivalry. Number 5, the LSU Tigers. Had them at 4 last week, had to drop them a little bit because they gave up 38 points to Vandy. However, I do want to say that you're going to give up more points like that when you're scoring at will and you're giving the other team the ball more often. At number 4, the Georgia Bulldogs. Obviously an excellent win this past weekend. However, if I'm a Dogs fan, I would have liked to have seen us win by a little bit more comfortable of a margin. They were 14-point favorites, They only won by 6. Take that as you'd like. Number 3, the Ohio State Buckeyes. I of course can't stand this team, but I do have to respect what they're doing. Albeit against not so good competition, they're still looking very impressive week by week. Number 2, Alabama. Now they looked great this past weekend, but not great enough to take over my number 1 team, which is the Clemson Tigers. Amazing win over the Charlotte 49ers. Glad to see Clemson's getting through that gauntlet known as their schedule. Guys, thank you so much for watching that top 25 poll and for dropping by the most fun, creative, and entertaining college football content on YouTube today. Don't forget to cash me in the comments below. How about that? Agree or disagree, that's fine. Just do so respectfully, please. Make sure you check out the video on your screen right now, 2019 Week 5 college football predictions and picks. I got a lot of big games on there. I'm 46-27 this year against the spread. Not too shabby. All right, that's it for today. I think I'll have another video for you tomorrow, as long as I can get the editing done. Until then, take care and God bless.